Hey guys, welcome to this unannounced live tuning of the bands. I'm going to tune a little bit the shortwave bands. Haven't announced anything yet. It's 0 to 23, as you see here. This is the right time. So I'm going to tune the bands and see what we can hear. WWV in Colorado. By the sound of it, you can hear that it's WWV and WWVH Hawaii. You should hear a woman's voice before the man's voice. Propagation going up to Hawaii.
2 hours, 25 minutes. Coordinated waiting time.
At the dawn, 2 hours, 35 minutes. Coordinated universal time.
This is Radio Vanny, Cuba.
Having moments of recording the Cameron's box a bit for 2 minutes and the lazy brain that just wants to sort of carry on and
This is Radio New Zealand.
about things and to debate things and way. I think for the most part, the lazy particularly go eating, drinking and doing that sort of things. It's really engaged a second tier of brain to really deeply concentrate on something that's tiring. So I'm starting to put forward emotionally arguments for the reason we just do reinforce where our expectations are without very good evidence to think differently. We don't want to spend hours every day to deeply analyse and question the things put before us, particularly by people we think still put in a position of authority over years. Like, I think one of the things that you put equal.
Tuning the 20-meter amateur radio band.
Dice que la transmisión utiliza Phantom Power, el micrófono input, bla bla bla. Ese es un capacitor que tú le pones para bloquear el DC. Eso es todo. Déjame ver la computadora, a ver si aparece lo que dice Wilson. Abajo dice Big Problem in between you using ready damage microphone. Esto es lo que dice, ¿no, Wilson? Se va a ver el dibujo ese, ahí hay otra información, ¿verdad? A lo mejor tiene una dirección para allá para irlo, pero de verdad está demasiado. on top. I think he's got a, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 element 2-meter antenna on top. So you must have seen it breathing.
Propagation tonight is not too bad. Not the best that I've seen, but it's actually not too bad. Now on the 22-meter international broadcast name. Let's see what we can hear.
Turístico y no exceder los 15 minutos de duración. Los interesados deben enviar los trabajos antes del 15 de septiembre de 2014 a la dirección postal Radio Habana, Cuba. 5240 La Habana.
Radio Havana, Cuba in Spanish. There's an interesting ID here. I see that there's a few spectators now, so just to let you know, we're tuning the bands in search of signals. This is an unofficial hangout, so I haven't announced it really. This is a faxed, HF fax transmission. This empty carrier is probably WTWW. The very weak voice of Vietnam English shows that the days are really getting shorter. Higher frequencies aren't propagating as well at night.
O sea, la dirección postal para que nosotros podamos enviarte la lista de amigos. Exactamente. Muy bien. Sí, gracias. Muchas gracias. Ok. Uy, ¿alguien tocó la puerta? No, fuiste vos. Es el micrófono. Tocaste el micrófono. Uy. When
rotors there from WRMI transmitters. Radio Nacional Amazonas in Brazil coming in quite well, as usual. This is always a great frequency. I think this is another Brazilian.
Y más de 2 semanas, no solo en el coloquio, sino cumpliendo otras tareas. Y bueno, tenemos una conversación bien linda. Vamos a estrenar esta noche, y lo aviso para aquellos que puedan quedar.
The Old Testament contains 40.
Lots of religious programming on the 25-meter band. So quiet frequencies. Some radio teletype. I believe this is an encrypted radio teletype signal. Signals from 10.100 to 10.150 is the 30-meter amateur radio band. The only amateur radio band that does not have voice. It's only for digital modes and CW. WWV 10 megahertz. We still have 25 megahertz. I heard the 25 megahertz this afternoon. This is Egypt with its usual transmission that you don't hear anything. This is Radio Miami International with Cuban jamming. That's the noise that's on top is Cuban jamming. See a lot of people have joined. If you're wondering what this is, it's an unannounced hangout. I'm just tuning your bands, commenting a little bit on what I'm hearing actually. And, nothing official. China Radio International.
A medida que empresas como Facebook, Google, Twitter, Apple compiten más
This is Radio Romania. I'm not really sure what it is. I'll have to. I'm going to fire up my laptop here and check for what type of signal this is on 96.20. I'm not really sure what we are listening to. This is once again China Radio International. This is from, I believe, the Albanian transmitter site. That's the same thing as 535 and 9620. Same transmission. That could be Radio Exterior de España, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, if you want to listen to Radio Exterior de España, you have, 2 days left, as they are leaving shortwave on October 1st. And don't expect any special transmission or programming. Wouldn't be surprised they have only music because they don't have any programming anymore. A lot of stations did that in the past. So according to the list that I'm using here, five 35 is Radio Exterior de España. So 9620 also, Radio Exterior de España, with music only.
خیلی مصمم باقی مونده و تاکید میکنه که بنا بر قانون اساسی باید حرف آخر رو بزنه و اصلا معنی دولت مرکزی تماشا میشه و اینکه هنگ کنگ به عنوان مسئله اداره بودجه باید به کلیه قرار کشور گوش کنه. هنگ کنگ میگه اگه به موجود انتخاب نامزدها رو ندید دموکراسی در کار نخواهد. اما پاسخ فکر اینه که در بیش از 150 سال حکومت بریتانیا اصلا به شما حق رأی نمیدن. اما حق رأی و این نامزدها رو محدود میکنن به کسایی که نامزدهای میهن‌پرست میکنن.
From the Kigali Rwanda relay. Go back to USB. Check for different signals here. Mans have been quiet on the aeronautical frequencies. So as if something's happening on the shortwave bands that's not quite the usual. So some kind of unknown transmission happening on 90-30 kilohertz. Sounds like Portuguese or something like that. Not sure. That's what's interesting on shortwave. All the unknown and unusual signals that are right now. Live, you know, from everywhere in the world. People get these transmitters and
Deixou aqui agora, porque eu sou bom que ela for fazer, a entrega que foi público, cobertores para ela ver se ela aprova esse cobertor. Aprovando, aí compra os demais. Legal, maravilha.
interesting signal.
Legal, vamos pro curso agora, bom voo, até mais, hein?
Weather Facts broadcast. A very weak CHU time signal in Ottawa, Canada. This is from WRMI transmitters in Florida.
Throughout the world with this warning to the world of the impending glory of our Lord Jesus.
This is slightly off. WRNO. That seems to be kind of you have technical difficulties. Buzzing transmitter doesn't sound right. They're always off frequency. I remember when this WRNO was Rock of the World. When I started listening to shortwave, it was the only rock music station. And I actually tuned it for that reason back then in the 80s. AM stations in the 40-meter band. Welcome to all the people watching. You see there's a About 15. There are 15 people watching right now.
Great with you. I'm not sure if that's still around the map number 23. I'll give a shot. Kilo 6, Blue White. Kilo 6, Blue White. You got Kilo Delta 8, Juliet, Sierra, Romeo.
I know that there's, we can get some of that. I mean, I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to go up to it with branches and stuff. But in a few leaves, I'll be all right.
I'm ready to go. JB5 MRT and 9
I got you on the list here, buddy. I got you on the list. Fantastic. All right, good. Thanks for popping in. JB5 MRT, I'm going to check. Who else is right after tonight? You're a little down 87H tonight. You're really strong.
My call is WA3SET, still with a second transistor, and it probably is true to the current because it's a top layer of dipoles and then a bottom layer, and so it has a pretty good high angle rejection. With the Yagi, it's a single Yagi, so we're not stacked here, and so the Yagi has a low lobe, low angle lobe going to Europe, and then it has a high angle lobe that covers you guys. So that's probably why the Yagi. Now, if Dave says the current array dropped 4S units, then it maybe fell down. There, Rick, go ahead.
Back in upper sideband.
Broken. Temperature 1-5. Dew point 1-4.
This is the
300.
Trenton, Ontario, Canada military weather. This is
Ottawa, time 0200 Zulu, wind 200 at 5.
this is the Canadian Forces,
1-5.
and this is Trenton in Ontario, Canada, transmitting its weather.
Dew point 1.
Usually they're on 6754 and they're also on 15034.
Toronto, time 0200 Zulu, wind 280 at 4, visibility 15, Q cloud at 14,000, ceiling 21,000 broken, temperature 19, dew point 12, altimeter 3006. Break. Vegasville, time 0200 Zulu, wind 270 at 9er, visibility 15, Q cloud at 2,000, ceiling 3,000.
They're the weather of all the military
Temperature
cities and bases around Canada.
Altimeter 29er 2. Break. Terminal forecast. Toronto, no report received. Break. Ottawa. Okay, 3 miles, light rain, work, ceiling 600 overcast. temporarily 0900 until 1200. Visibility 1 mile. Slope over. North. Clearing 300 overcast.
This is Gander Radio in Canadian Maritimes. Interesting to note that I'm trying to isolate the CW. This is the Israeli Navy, 4XZ. That's the letters. Basically what it means is you get VVV, VVV from 4XZ, and they repeat 4XZ. This is Israel, the Israeli Navy. They're right there. CFH, the Canadian Forces, was on, and it's not on. Maybe it's because we're at weekend. This is weather from Boston. This is not very strong. This is the CBC from Newfoundland, CKZN. Radio Van in Cuba. Always very strong on 6,000 kilohertz Radio Van in Cuba. Every day. Just transmitter just left the air. Should usually stay, I think it's at 6,000 kilohertz until at least for 400 or 500 hours. Yeah, some kind of problem. Let's try Turkey. Turkey coming in quite well. This is their new interval signal. I actually like the old piano. The old piano interval signal. I always found it kind of better. 1515. This frequency for North America to 03 to 04, 1 hour program in English.
This is the voice of Shortwave English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara on the 31 megahertz between 18 to 29 shortwave frequency on ground level in 5 for the rest of Europe, between 10 to 30 and 31 frequency in the 41 megahertz on 7205 for the rest of South Asia and Australia, between 10 to 200 and 10 to 300 in the 31 megahertz and on 9830.
Hi Matt. No, the clock is not atomic. It is actually going fast, quite fast. It actually goes like, takes 2 or 3 seconds a day. What I usually do is just set it manually with WWV before I do Hangouts or I do something live to make sure that it's always exactly. If I leave it by itself in a week, it's gonna be like 30 seconds fast. You can't expect to have that much accuracy on the clock that you paid like, $5. Didn't cost me a lot, $4 or $5, something like that. What I like about the clock is the fact that the time is pretty big. It's easy to see. Let's go back to tuning. Here, we're back on the air. Cuba, 6,000.
In Havana, just in front of what was then called the Presidential Palace, now the Museum of the Revolution, the Cuban Revolution. And there were bombs that went off in the crowd just outside of Kong. We were not doing so.
WWCR.
More than airstrikes. I should drive them out of there.
House Speaker John Boehner on ABC's This Week. Deputy National Security Advisor Tony Blinken on Face the Nation.
We had 5 Arab countries flying with us the other day. We have more than 50 countries now part of this effort, not only dealing with the situation on the ground, but also trying to stop the flow of foreign fighters, stop the financing. It's a comprehensive campaign, and it has a broad coalition.
Meanwhile, a Syrian oil refinery held by ISIS has gone up in flames in an apparent coalition attack. Iran says it has a cruise missile it can launch from anywhere. The state news agency says the missile has a range of 435 miles. That report has not yet been verified. And this is the problem for the Secret Service. The Washington Post reports they didn't realize a man had fired a high-powered rifle at the White House for 4 days. 救助活動を再開し、これまでに山頂にある御嶽神社付近で山体で倒れていた登山者ら6人を自衛隊のヘリコプターで山のふもとにある松原スポーツ公園に搬送しました。さらに山頂付近の登山道には心肺停止になっている21人の登山者が倒れていて、引き続き540人の態勢で。
With the beheading in America today, I now understand why the Holy Spirit desired me.
And it's to the church in Lent. Yo me quería compartirlo con todos.
Kind of unknown transmission here. I believe 5696 is one of the primary frequencies for transatlantic flights.
TPDLC ABS exiting at 44 knots 401, so Santa Maria. Backup frequency is 3455 at 60 west. Call New York on 8906. Phone call check. From the 8906 at 60 west.
This is the Caribbean air route. The planes you're hearing are using this frequency for they have to use a Caribbean route to go to their destination or come from the destination, basically. Yeah, that's why I have a clock, Matt. It lets the people know, first of all, how big of a delay is between the video feed and the actual time. Hopefully it's not too long. Look, most people say it's not much more than 10-15 seconds usually. And thanks. It's nice to hear that you enjoy the videos. I actually enjoy making them, so you know. So some activity here.
Try me on check out 3455. Six position. 176, number one, please.
If anyone listens to aircraft frequencies, a great resource is this website, which is Flight Radar. www.flightradar24.com. You can actually enter in the search box the aircraft that you're hearing, and it's going to show you on the map its position. So pretty cool for that. So you know where the planes are. Hey Hal, I'm on the wire. It's the vertical is not plugged in right now because since I changed the shack, it kind of makes a lot of wires going through the house. So you got to buy a piece. When you don't live alone, you have to buy peace by not doing too much to annoy. So this is a long wire. It's a little high on noise, but still does a great job, actually.
It was spotted in the evening in the UK and Europe by Algeria. They were on 252.
This is
On 252 is the owner station that I can receive here. Delivery.
Roller Radio, Glenn Hauser's Roller Radio on WBCQ 5110.
Over 100 miles away.
We're actually off frequency tonight, 5109.7.
252. They vary in the UK says in my area.
This is pretty much the frequency they're using right now.
Transmitter from Algeria.
Should be on 5110.
They have to hear RTE. Look, the English reports on Algeria. The transmitter is being refurbished and
It's always
maybe off the air
quite nice to hear to listen to Roller Radio. Very informative and very cool program from made by Glenn Hauser.
Radio is the only other occupant of the frequency besides Algeria. This is one of our special shortwave tests, which I mentioned last week. Turned out to be a no-show. Been checked by Evo Ivano.
I wasn't aware that they had a transmission on Sunday nights.
Was widely heard on shortwave. Could be a transmitters in the UK.
A lot of noise, but the signal's in the bash theater because WBCQ is actually not very far from my location. So what happens is signal tends to skip over me. So it's always a little weaker when propagation isn't exactly.
Because the All Ireland Hurling Championship back some time ago, the Edgar Winter Group.
Tries to wait. And she waits. And she waits.
It's Cuba. This is Radio Rebelde in Cuba.
Bueno, para los cinco, con la garantía de que los comités de defensa de la revolución.
It's very difficult to listen to anything. WWCR. This is a frequency range where there's a lot of noise there. This is a Brazilian, I believe. That always intrigued me, that chirping sound there, which is always there. Been there for such a long time. This is an HF fax. And the teletype. And now we're getting into the 80-meter amateur radio band here. Lower side band. Now, propagation isn't fantastic because usually I hear a lot more signals. I hear a lot more signals in that 80-meter band usually here.
You make it on the radio? No, I got fans in the shirt on.
This is an example of propagation not that fantastic tonight on the low frequencies. I usually hear this station more, quite stronger usually. This is New York radio right now. I usually hear them stronger than that. The HQ time signal also quite weak. This is much stronger than that at this time of night. Station here from the United States. This 160 meter amateur radio band. There's a gang that chit-chats on 1850 that I usually hear. But tonight seems to be really, really quiet bands. Go down into the medium wave band. Let's see what we can hear. This is local station.
Welcomes you for all your Suka needs. Buy or rent a Suka directly from
There's still some station using that horrible broadcasting technique with digital.
Baseball players that have ever played in any era, and the only killed it at a time when you couldn't really fix that. And then you got Mo Rivera in that mix too. If I had to go 6, you could argue over the order of those 6. To me, those would be the 6: Ruth, Garrett, DiMaggio, Barra, Mantle, Rivera. Jeter's down the list.
My organization, medical evacuation, doctors, and medical supplies. Secretary General Monkey rules that contribution from member states are
de voir aussi la violence des compétitions.
Speaking of making president broadcast a law, you will help us get there faster because you're helping the American Cancer Society
I'm at 880 New York. Usually comes in well. Well, this shows you propagation tonight's band because 880 here is usually booming in WCBS. They usually make it into the really to the slightly coming in now, but more better than that usually. Probably something happening with the ionosphere.
Hi, I'm Joe London, and if you're worried about si vous voulez voir justement des spectacles comme ça, mais dans le conjoint, puis le pas des accompagner.
This is Toronto. I know that this is the French Canadian broadcasting in Toronto.
At the end of a certain time,
this is our local CJE here.
These figures literally.
So this is good though, 770. This is also
Anderson were very much motivated.
I think it's WABC in New York.
Religious zeal. It's something that's largely absent today in Washington journalism, but here's the Mormon very much believed that their duty, their obligation was to hold these public officials accountable. And that perhaps gave them the fortitude that
really care for your clients and want to provide them.
Check a little bit into the long waves. I don't really have really good reception on long waves. This is a airport beacon here. Oh, 1.880 on the handbands. Yep, I'm gonna go check that. Actually, I'm the one that didn't exactly look correctly. I for some reason I saw 880. Very this is some Navtex or a kind of a variant of a Navtex transmission. This is another airport beacon here. So let's check out 1.880. Nothing really heard here. I'll keep it there a little bit, but Doesn't seem to have much transmissions here. Nothing really heard on 1880 net. Let's go back up to the frequencies. Let's check the, let's start at 20 megahertz. We'll slowly go down from there. And, I'm not going to keep it much too long now on the Hangout, but we'll just see what we can hear. Wow. I don't know what I just said, but my iPhone woke up. Don't expect to hear that much on the high frequencies at this time. It's late here in Montreal. We're at 11:25 p.m. It's almost midnight. But you never know. And that's why I always like to tune up, even at high frequencies. That's how you find these unusual signals. Let me get into the 17-meter band here, amateur band. So you don't hear any signals on the amateur band there. 16-meter international broadcast band. Something in English here, 17840. Which is a possible Radio Australia, I would say. Oh, this is Radio Australia from Shepparton, Australia transmitter site. Australia is coming in on 17840 right now. Hey, thanks for the comment. Well, you know, in the middle of where you are, it is quite a distance from Montreal, and we do have you know, different propagation. I'm sure 17840 is probably stronger where you are than it is here, because this has to go now up to the East Coast, which is much farther away. So we might have a better signal, 17840 for Australia. And that's why 1880 on the ham bands at the distance we are is very, very, very different. And if you have less noise than I have, it's probably even better for you. Pretty much the only signal in the 16-meter band here, 17840 for Australia. Voice of America. Sounds like a Voice of America.
Underestimated the rise of the Islamic State, and other Syrian-based militants have overestimated Iraq's ability to fight. Mr. Obama told CBS News it is a myth that the United States had armed the moderate Syrian rebels 2 years ago, as some in Washington urged Syria to be fine today.
This is from Botswana, really. So it comes from the middle of Africa, which is quite surprising. As we have pretty much a path of darkness in between Botswana and Montreal in North America. This is Radio Australia, not very, very strong. That's Cuba. This is another Australia frequency, if I'm not mistaken. These were much, much stronger this summer when the days were longer. I could actually listen to Australian. And back to WWE 15 megahertz. I was tuning actually at the beginning of the video. Very strong Hawaii coming in. I hear Hawaii regularly, but I don't. It doesn't happen that often that I hear the female voice so strong. That's Hawaii, and that's Colorado. WWV and WWVH. Quite interesting. Let's check if anything else. It means that shows that towards the Pacific, 15 megahertz is propagating. $14 to 69. Go check it out. Let's go 14 to 69. And there's something weak. It's common on the 20-meter band that we hear only one side, because this is a band that is usually for long distance communications. So if a station is too close, if a station is too close, or another phenomenon that can happen is when you're in the, the signals will bounce off the ionosphere and fall down further away, and you could be in that little zone where the signals back up and you don't hear anything. There's all sorts of
Okay, very good. I think I got the call right to K7DC. We'll hold it here too long to get ready to run here to bed. Just coming on midnight here on the East Coast. But yeah, I've had 7 SB220s over the years, and right now we're running a modified version.
Actually, this station is quite strong.
The homebrew aspect, but hey, sounds good. 5 to 9 years at Clearwater, Florida. Name is Chris, Charlie Hotel, Radio Italy Sugar.
You don't remember the call sign to check the strong one and where it's located. And here, weakly, the other one. There's some slow scan TV here. 14230. It's great fun decode. Slow scan television pictures.
Good DX to you. Okay, sure thing.
An interesting station here on 197. The guy in near the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, New Zealand station. You guys hear the New Zealand on 14197? The difficulty getting his colors just barely above the threshold of the noise. I did hear him say it was in New Zealand, very clearly. I'm going to check something. According to the cluster, the station from Antarctica one here, another one on 43, or another one on 239. Stations in Antarctica. I don't hear nothing there. And then go back to that New Zealand. This is a first for me. I've never heard New Zealand. I think it said ZL2WL, if I'm not mistaken. ZL2WL. Yeah, ZL2WL. And there it is. Well, this is in New Zealand. This is an American. If I look at the TRZ.com page, this guy's an American from Florida that is currently doing contacts from New Zealand as the ZL2WL. That's nice. Hey, Michael. Now, isn't that strong, but it's just enough here that I can, I need out this call. Amazing. I have one thing that's favoring me in these frequencies here. 20-meter band is very low noise here, and I like that because it really helps me a lot on the DX. 15 megahertz also helps a lot. So it shows us that 14 megahertz, 20-meter band, 14, 15 megahertz is actually very good towards Pacific and up to pretty much up to Australia. But it's nice to have you guys watching. I didn't expect to have much participation for this unannounced and unofficial hangout. It's good to see you guys are there. And it's interesting to have, you know, just a radio listening hangout, nothing official, just tune the bands. By the way, if you guys want to try, I'm looking at the DX Cluster website, and there are a few stations from the United States that seem to have a good signal of Antarctica. If you want to try it, on 14 to 60, apparently there's an Antarctica station. That would be a first for me, but I hear barely. I hear something really, really barely in the noise. This is RI1ANT from Antarctica, apparently on the Mirny station. Now here's something. I don't know if it's that, but if it's that, it's really weak. Hey, good night, Al. Take care. Nice to see you, Android. And hope to see you in another hangout. I'm going to hit the sack soon also. There's really something on 14 to 60, and it's possible Antarctica. It's just too weak to actually make out. There seems to be something here.
Roger, 73 and goodbye. Papa Tango 7, Echo Tango, USF. Over 7, Oscar Mike November 59,
This is a strong Brazilian. I hear him regularly.
What did you county, please?
Papa Tango 7 Zulu Tango. I hear him almost once a week.
Roger, what is the county? The county, you have?
Pretty good signal from Brazil.
I need your county, your county.
Hearing that New Zealand. So I'm going to say goodbye, guys. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed that little hangout. A little tired here. I work tomorrow, so I'm going to go hit the sack and try to have a good night's sleep. Didn't have a really good one last night, so and my eyes are starting to shut down by themselves. So 73s, guys. Thanks for being there. Hope you enjoyed that tuning. And if you don't know, I'm going to have a official hangout Wednesday, October 8th at 1700 hours UTC. So if you want to join the next official one, and I'm actually going to do I might do one or two more like of these little tuning unannounced hangouts in the coming days, actually. So when I feel like it, I'll just you know, pop up the cam in Google Plus, and we'll have these little listening parties. I don't know what just happened here, but I suddenly have this really high buzzing sound. So I guess that's the signal that I should hit the sack. So take care, guys, and hope to see you soon. Bye, Michael. And hope to see you soon, guys. Take care, and have a good radio listening.